Here.
Mr. Lawler,
Here.
Mr. Elliott,
Here.
Mr. Cunningham,
Here.
Mr. Ballard,
Here.
Mr. Hilsinger,
Here.
Mr. Taylor.
Here.
So we've got everybody. We got 7. Okay, we need a motion to accept the minutes from the executive meeting of March 14th.
So
Make a
moved.
motion. Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. No status sheet, no committee reports.
So if I may, Mr. Hilsinger, I could jump in.
Yeah, go ahead. This is your
Sure.
area.
So we've got 4 petitions that we have received information from each of the petitioners indicating that they would like to hold their requests, and I'd like to walk through each of them just to give you an idea of why. And I expect all of these, at least 3 of these, will be seen on April 11th, so 2 weeks from now. So 3621 Moto Inc. Staff has gone back, and we have written a letter of recommendation from the commission recommending approval of the request with conditions of development. Staff did provide those conditions of development to Mr. Doring, who is the engineer representing the petitioner, and Mr. Doring's firm has requested that we hold the request. They would like a little bit more time to look at the conditions, and we expect to bring those to you in a final version on April 11th for you to forward on. PCO 422 Verizon Wireless, that is for the telecommunications tower down off of Antire Road. A couple days ago, I received a request from the petitioner asking to have further conversation about the request, and so we will be making we will be having a time to meet with them sometime before April 11th. They have some additional information they'd like to provide prior to the commission further considering their request. So they did ask for, or we did decide to hold that for that further conversation. PCO 522. This was just, we were prepared this as a letter of recommendation this evening. The Melville School District also asked for it to be held. They wanted to take a little bit more time with the conditions before that was sent off to the council. And we are awaiting further communication from their engineer to sort of dive into whatever concerns they have regarding those conditions. And then PCO 622, that is the ongoing and the pending request that we put before you and the commission put out for to redo the fee structure and to look at a couple of the administrative processes in the zoning ordinance. Staff is continuing to work on that report, and we expect to have a letter, a staff report for you either on April 11th or on April 28th, just depending on, or 25th, just depending upon how quickly we can get that staff report done. But we expect to have that to you in April.
Okay. That ends old business, not ready for action. Correspondence, any? No correspondence? Site plans?
The one site plan that we thought we would have, they were not ready for this evening. So that will be coming to you hopefully in just a couple weeks.
What do you guys do all day?
I know, I'm already dreading the April 11th because on top of these items, we're going to have, we have several staff reports to discuss on April 11th. So I'm already girding for a longer meeting that evening.
You're going to squeeze it all in one day.
I know.
So then we'll go to something good.
So we did prepare for you all.
Meeting schedule.
Yes, the meeting schedule. So April 11th, we do have a public hearing and an executive meeting. Here on the 25th, we said possibly combined with the public hearing, but we're not going to have a public hearing on April 25th. We don't have any petitions that would be ready for that date. And at this point, I would want to have several ready to do a second in a month. So we're not going to have a second public hearing in April. So otherwise, but this is otherwise the schedule. And in the second quarter, we've got 2 holidays. We've got Memorial Day and Juneteenth, taking 2 of the Mondays. So,
what do we have public hearing wise April 11th?
Mel, what are our petitions for the 11th?
So one is for a site on Olive Boulevard. It's part of an existing C8. It's sort of the middle tenant space, and they want to introduce a medical office use. The way it was advertised originally, they can't accomplish their request through an ordinance amendment. So they are going back to public hearing.
Okay.
That one, then there is a site on Lime Ferry, sort of by the Better Living Sunroom site we saw. There's an old service station there, kind of hugged by Easter fence. It was a service station and fueling pumps. They want to do vehicle service, vehicle repair. And then the third is a conditional use permit up on Parker Road in Bell Fountain. A request for a conditional use permit to do a child care center. Currently, the operator has a home daycare license, but that limits her to caring for 10 kids. So if she wants to care for more children, she has to get the conditional use permit. It's just those three for public hearing, April 11th.
Okay, any questions on that, anybody?
No. No.
Okay, and then, bylaws.
We just wanted to ask the commission how it wanted to continue moving forward on those, and if there was anything that we can do to assist through that process. But we just wanted to keep that on the commission's radar to finalize.
Okay. Anyone have anything to add? Okay.
Wayne, this is Keith. Are we gonna meet as a whole to
Well,
go?
I haven't heard from anybody. If anybody interested wants to call me in the next few days, we can set something up and I can let the Jacob know and Melissa know, and we can arrange something.
Yeah, because that way then we can schedule a committee of the whole meeting at some point. And then you would have basically officially it's a report of your committee of the whole, and then you would vote on it at an executive meeting. So, it would be the 11th, there's going to be a lot that day to talk about at your executive meeting. So I don't know whether the commission really wants to do that, but the 28th would be the next logical sort of date to do that.
Okay.
Wayne?
Yeah.
I know the last time we talked about this at the last meeting, we discussed the intention of the group to have a meeting in the whole the first time, but we also discussed the possibility of having a smaller work group go over the information first. Which of those directions are we headed? With a small work group or
We
committee?
can do whatever the commission wants to do. Small work group would be fine. Then go through it and then bring it to the committee of the whole and deal with it from there and that point on. Unless somebody's got something else they want to do. If that's acceptable, just let me know in the next week and we can set something up for those who are interested in participating.
So we'll call you if
Just
you
give me a
want to
call.
be
Call
on
me, email me.
a small group. Is that it?
Right, and we'll let the
Okay.
department know and maybe we could meet in person.
Right.
Jacob, can you meet in person?
Yeah. Yeah. So
We may not be able to find our way to Clayton though.
it's been a couple years. It's been a couple years. So, which that brings up at some point too, it's at the will of the commission, at which point, at any point you guys want to restart the conversation about meeting in person or not is completely at your all's discretion too at this point, whenever you want to start having that conversation.
Okay. Well, let everybody give that some thought and decide where to go with it. The council's meeting back in person, are they?
That's correct.
Okay. Have they had any issues?
Not that I can tell. One of the benefits for the council, though, is that they are able to do some hybrids. So folks can participate both electronically and in person. That is a very technologically, it takes a lot to do so. So we would need to be chatting. We'll be chatting with, whenever it is time to transition, to be chatting with the council's tech staff to sort of transition over. But I'm not certain whether we'll be able to handle a hybrid for the commission or not. I think we'll see how easy the technology is to manage.
Okay, okay. Is there anything else? Okay, Jacob, you got 48 minutes. Go ahead.
I rest my case.
All right. All right. Seeing nothing, we need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the
Anyone?
motion to adjourn.
I'll
We have a
second it.
Discussion? Seeing none, we're adjourned, and we'll reconvene at 7 o'clock.
Very
All
good.
right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you then.
All right. Thank you.